O divine provider, architect of my soul and baker of the true bread of heaven, I come before you not in the rush of a hurried heart, but in the intentional quiet of a soul that is desperate to be fed. In this moment, I consciously silence the clamor of the world, the endless lists, the pressing demands, and the noise of my own anxieties. I create a space of stillness, a sacred table for one, and I invite you to sit with me. My spirit is hungry, Lord. It is a hunger that no earthly meal can satisfy, a thirst that no worldly drink can quench. It is a deep, resonant ache for your presence, for the substance of your truth, for the spiritual food that you alone can provide. I confess, Father, that I have often tried to feed myself. I have snacked on the empty calories of distraction, gorged on the bitter fruits of my own understanding, and tried to fill the void with the fleeting tastes of worldly approval. But it all leaves me wanting. It is a feast of shadows that can never satisfy a hunger for the light. Today, I turn away from that barren table. I am pushing back the plate of self-reliance and admitting my profound need for you. I am weary of running on fumes, of living a life of spiritual malnutrition. I need the food that comes from your hand, the nourishment that sustains not just for a moment, but for eternity. So I ask, Lord, that you would still my restless heart. Teach me to sit long enough to receive what you are serving. Forgive me for my impatience, for treating communion with you like a drive-through window. I don't want to grab my portion and run. I want to linger in your presence. I want to savor every word you speak, to feel the warmth of your gaze, and to be filled with the peace that is the first course of every heavenly meal. Prepare my heart to receive this spiritual food. Clear away the clutter of my thoughts, the residue of yesterday's worries, and the anticipation of tomorrow's battles. Make my soul a clean plate, ready to be filled with the life-giving sustenance of your spirit. Let me hear your voice, gentle and clear, cutting through the static. Let it be the appetizer that awakens my spiritual senses. Remind me of your goodness, of the countless times you have provided for me, not just physically but spiritually. Remind me of the manna in the desert, a daily provision for a wandering people. I, too, am wandering at times, and I need my daily bread from you. Do not let me subsist on the stale memories of past encounters. Feed me fresh today, Lord. Give me a new taste of your grace, a new understanding of your mercy, a new portion of your strength. I am here, I am listening, and I am hungry. And now, Father, as I sit in this sacred silence, I ask you to bring forth the main course. Feed my soul with the rich, life-altering truth of your word. Let the scriptures be more than just text on a page. Let them become the very bread I eat. Let me chew on your promises until their truth becomes a part of my very being. The promise that you will never leave me nor forsake me, let that be the protein that builds my spiritual strength. The promise that your grace is sufficient for me, let that be the carbohydrate that fuels my endurance. The promise that all things work together for my good, let that be the marrow of the bone, the deep, hidden nourishment that brings profound healing to my innermost fears. Break open the loaf of your Son, Jesus, the bread of life. Help me to understand, in a way I never have before, what it means to feast on him. To partake in his sacrifice is to ingest forgiveness. To consume his teachings is to digest wisdom. To accept his resurrection is to swallow hope whole, a hope that can never be taken away. My soul longs for this sacred meal. It longs to be so utterly filled with the presence of Christ that there is no room left for fear, no space for bitterness, no corner for despair. Fill me with the fruit of the Spirit. Let love be the sweet water that soothes my parched throat. Let joy be the honey that sweetens my perspective. Let peace be the calming balm that settles my anxious stomach. And as I feast, Lord, I cannot help but think of the others who are starving. I pray for the souls who do not know where to find this meal. I lift up those who are trying to survive on the scraps of the world, unaware of the banquet you have prepared for them. Use me, Lord. Let the aroma of what you are doing in my life drift out into the world and draw others to the table. Let my words be seasoned with grace, offering a taste of your goodness to those I encounter. Let my actions be a distribution of the bread you have given me, sharing your love and compassion with a hungry and waiting world. I pray for the believer who has lost their appetite for you, whose spiritual senses have been dulled by the bitterness of life. Reignite their hunger, Lord. Remind them of the first time they tasted your goodness. Lead them back to the table of fellowship. I pray for the one who is spiritually anorexic, who pushes you away out of pain or rebellion. Gently, tenderly, pursue them with the irresistible scent of your unconditional love. Break through their resistance with your relentless grace. I pray for the broken-hearted, for whom grief has stolen all appetite. Sit with them in their sorrow and offer them the comforting soup of your presence, a nourishment that warms from the inside out, even when the soul is too weary to eat. Pour out the new wine of your Spirit. Fill my cup until it overflows. I don't want just a sip. I want to be inebriated with your presence, my inhibitions lowered so that I might love more freely, worship more fully, and serve more selflessly. Let your Spirit be the digestive aid to my soul, helping me to break down the hard truths and absorb the powerful nutrients of your will. Help me to metabolize your grace, turning it into energy for the journey ahead. I receive it all, Lord, the bread of your word, the substance of your Son, the wine of your Spirit. I am an open vessel, a hungry child at my Father's table. Feed me until I am full, and then, Lord, expand my capacity for more of you. Oh my God, having been so richly fed, I cannot remain the same. This heavenly food is not meant to be hoarded. It is not meant to make me spiritually overweight and lethargic. It is fuel, it is power, it is life, and it must be lived out. I now consecrate the strength I have received at this table to your service. The energy you have given me is not my own. The peace that now settles in my soul is not just for my own comfort. The love that fills my heart is not for my own containment. It is all for you. It is all for your glory. Therefore, as I rise from this place of communion and step back into the flow of my day, I pray that my every action would be an act of digestion, of processing the grace you have poured into me. When I engage in my work, let it not be with the frantic energy of self-preservation, but with the calm, steady strength of one who knows they are provided for. Let my hands perform their tasks with the gentleness of Christ. Let my mind solve problems with the wisdom of the Spirit. Let me be a source of nourishment in my workplace, not a source of strife. When I speak with my family and friends, let the words that come from my mouth have the flavor of the heaven I have just tasted. May there be no bitterness of gossip, no sourness of complaint, no junk food of empty chatter. Instead, let my words be wholesome and life-giving, building others up. Let the love I have received from you flow through me into my relationships, healing old wounds and strengthening present bonds. Make me a conduit of your peace in my home, a place where others can come and feel the restorative presence of the God I serve. As I walk through the world, Lord, make me keenly aware of the hunger in others. Let me see past the smiles and the facades to the starving souls within. Give me your eyes to see the lonely, your ears to hear the silent cries of the hurting, and your heart to feel compassion for the lost. And when I see that need, do not let me simply walk by, content in my own fullness. Prompt me to act. Whether it is with a kind word, a listening ear, a helping hand, or the courage to share the source of my own sustenance, let me be an extension of your provision. Let me be the hands that offer the bread of life to another. Teach me to live a life that creates a holy hunger in those who are watching. May they see a peace in me that defies circumstance, a joy that is not dependent on happiness, and a strength that is not my own. And may they ask, "What is the source of your nourishment?" May my entire life be an answer to that question, pointing always and forever back to you, the one true God, the eternal source of all that satisfies. My deepest desire, Father, is that this meal would not be a one-time event, but the beginning of a new way of living, a life of constant communion, of continually drawing nourishment from your presence. Keep my soul's appetite sharp for you. Do not let the bland and artificial foods of this world ever again seem appealing. In every moment of decision, may I choose the path that keeps me close to your table. In every moment of temptation, may I be so full of your goodness that I have no room for evil. In every moment of weakness, may I remember the strength I received here and return to you for my portion. So I end this prayer not as one who is leaving the table, but as one who is taking the feast with me. The bread of your presence is now my provision for the road. The water of your spirit is in my canteen for the journey. I am fed, I am strengthened, I am satisfied. But I will be back for more, for my need for you is as constant as my own breath. To you, the giver of the greatest feast, the satisfier of the deepest hunger, the eternal nourishment of my soul, be all the glory, all the honor, and all the praise. I am yours, and I am deeply, wonderfully, and eternally fed. If this prayer has fed your soul, please type like the video, subscribe to the channel for more spiritual food, and share it with someone who needs to be nourished by God's presence today. I've been fed in the comments if you felt the peace of the Lord in this moment. May the nourishment you received here sustain you long after this video ends. You are not forgotten. God's provision is for you, always.